everybody, it's a This and That Gaming pod. Jeez, you know what? I already forgot what it's called. This and That Gaming podcast, episode 6, and I'm one of your hosts tonight, Daz, and not with me is Mark. Mark's gone. He's actually sick tonight and couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he's got a very sore throat. So sorry that you're not here, Mark, and I feel empty. But you know what?
Big surprise. Huge surprise.
We have a huge surprise. We have David joining us again. And the best part is, you're now a permanent member of the podcast. How are you today, dude?
I'm good. How are you, Daz?
I'm feeling great, mate. I'm ready to rock and roll.
So am I. Awesome.
Yeah, so I just can't believe that you accepted our offer and want to keep talking to us losers.
Yeah, you know, I thought I'd come around eventually, so it was time to move.
To broaden your horizons. Mate, I've been hassling you for years to do something with us, and I'm glad that you finally accepted.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'm glad you joined us. So yeah, you're the third permanent member, but we've got someone else here that's snuck in through the door, and you might know him as Mr. Matthew Cawley. How are you, mate?
Hello there!
Hello.
How are we? It's surreal to be on another podcast. I haven't been on a podcast since the finale of Retro Domination, which was back in February.
But you know what?
Big surprise. Huge surprise.
That you jumped on.
I did. Sorry, that's going to kill me every single time. if people don't know where that's from, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme, of course. And that's
what movie?
From Double Impact.
Is it? Okay. That's one movie I've not watched. Oh, no, I have seen Double Impact. I always get it mixed up with that crappy drama, Nowhere to Run. Is it Nowhere to Run?
Yeah, but no, the one with Rosanna Arquette. No, that's Double Impact where the girl goes, "Oh, black silk underwear." That's a surprise. He goes, "Yes, big surprise. Huge surprise." And he goes, "It was keep going."
Is it the keep going one, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going. What, more surprises?
Yeah.
Big surprise. Huge surprise.
What's it supposed to do? Make my dick bigger?
As you can tell, listeners, I've got a new mixing desk, so just get used to it. It's just going to be me throwing all these stupid samples out of the water. A lot of Van Damme. But this is for Matt Cawley, mate, because I know he loves his Van Damme.
I do.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Sorry.
People can't see that I'm showing everyone what I've got in my room there, but it's probably a bit light. I don't know if you can see that.
We can see that.
Yeah, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme doing the splits in the air.
Yeah. From Bloodsport. And it says on there, "You told me use any tactic that works. Never admit myself to one style. You keep an open mind." Why? To honor you.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic. All right, cool. All right, let's we've gone off our tangent already, but as usual, we'll start the show with what we've been playing, and who else to start off with what they're playing is Matt Cawley. What do you reckon? Would you like to?
Oh wow, throw me on the spot.
I'm pretty sure you've played a lot. I know you've been playing a lot.
I have. I've been playing point-and-click games. I've been playing, both of which were on the Switch. So a game called Trubabrook, which is a very good game. It's unfortunately just very short from a point-and-click perspective, and the puzzles aren't extremely hard either. So if it's for if you're jumping onto point-and-click after many years like I have been. And you want to jump on and have a game and be a little bit challenged, that's a good game to start you off on. But it only goes for maybe about 5 hours. But it's a good game, good graphics, good storyline.
Wow, really? Just 5 hours?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It took me 5 hours to finish that. And then straight after that, I've been playing Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, Wet Dreams. Are hard to dry. I think
I'll
never
wow.
dry. Hold on. I have to get it to actually read you the tagline. Hold on a second. It's Wet Dreams Never Dry. I think that's what it is. Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry.
That's a golden title.
That's a pretty good title.
Amazing game. I absolutely loved it.
Does it feel like the old ones?
Sorry?
Does it feel like the old games?
It does. It does. There's a lot of homages to original Larry in it. There's I don't want to give anything away because there's areas of the game where you're just going to laugh. If you played Leisure Suit Larry back in the day, like I did back on the Amiga days, you're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. And I finished it. It took a little bit longer than Tuba Brook. It took me about 14 hours.
Well, you finished that too, mate.
And those puzzles were hard, man.
Yeah.
Like, I won't lie, some of them I had to go to Google for because I just couldn't work it out.
No, that's fair enough, man. You have to. Sometimes you have to. Otherwise, you won't play the game anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
You'll just stop.
So that's what I've been playing mostly. I've now got Bloodstained to play, and I've got Super Mario Maker 2 to. And actually, Darren, you'll be happy to know I'll be getting the Nintendo Switch Online membership, I think, this weekend.
Oh,
so
cool.
we should get
Some
Crash
Crash.
Team Racing happening.
I reckon, yeah. That's good idea.
And the only reason why I'm doing that is because I want to play all the online Mario Maker levels. That's the one thing that pissed me off. I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm going to check out other people's what other people have made, and you can't. You have to have the online membership.
Yeah. Well, it's only $30 for the year, man.
Yeah.
And that's the whole purpose of Mario Maker in my eyes. Like, I don't sit there and make I don't have time. I wish I did, but I don't have time. And it seems pretty easy to do as well. But I like playing other people's.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And that's all from me.
Who was the maker behind the new Leisure Suit Larry, Cawley?
Not Sierra, and Al Lowe had nothing to do with the game. Who was the original person who came up with the concept of Leisure Suit Larry?
Yep.
Although the rights obviously are available for anyone, I think, because it's I don't know. I have to have a look at the case. If you'd like to know, I can tell you. Because I did get the physical copy.
So that came out on the Switch. That was on the Switch.
Yes.
Jeez, mate. To think that Leisure Suit Larry would be on a Nintendo console.
I know.
I know, right? That's the that's the ticker there, isn't it? Where is it? So Assemble, company called Assemble.
Okay.
Assemble Entertainment.
Okay. Did it get released here in Australia? Because it looks like you've got a UK version.
It is, yeah. No, it didn't get released. It's released online.
Yeah, yeah.
Not physical copy. Physical copies you'd have to get from Oz Game Shop, which I did.
Okay. Was there a massive patch or anything, or?
No, it was all fine.
Oh, that's
fine.
good.
I also got this one, Darren. It's called Gay Metal.
Oh, that's a gay metal. It's a music game, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. So you use your actual, the two
Joy-Cons. Yeah.
Joy-Cons, and you play the drums, man. You're the drummer.
Oh, okay.
And the good thing is, it's not your regular type of rock
rhythm
band,
game. Yeah.
Guitar Hero. It's not like that. You play. You have to keep time, but you play whatever you want. That goes with the rhythm. It's awesome. It's awesome.
I might have to try it before I buy it. It's not a game that I've sussed it out. I've looked at it, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, fair enough.
I got that from Shintokyo in Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where?
Adelaide.
All right, Dave, what have you been playing, my friend?
Oh, shit ton. Probably.
Oh, I've never heard of that game before, Cawley, have you?
I haven't either. Sounds like a pretty good game.
It's grouse. It's this game.
It's shit ton.
Yeah. I'll choose three out of what I've been playing.
Okay, cool.
Because otherwise I'll be talking forever. Metro Exodus. So obviously that's been out for a while, but it's on Game Pass now, which is really cool because I think it was a. Was it a Epic exclusive when it came out?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Yeah. So I gave that a crack. It wasn't really what I was hoping it would be. I'm sure a lot of people will like it, but it's basically sort of a survival FPS. And it's tedious at times. You've got to do things like keep your guns clean. You've got to swap out gas canisters when you get low on oxygen. Your gas mask can break and you've got to repair it. So there's a lot of that sort of, I guess, a little bit of micromanagement survival that you've got to do, which you kind of think might be entertaining.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it just annoyed me after a while. The game looks beautiful. Looks
It does.
really, really good. And the characters, I like the way the characters look. They look, they're not realistic, but they're real enough that you get absorbed into the story and what they're saying. So, from that point of view, it's great. The gunplay is pretty decent. You get to mod your weapons, the usual sort of stuff that happens in a more involved sort of shooter. And the quests are actually pretty good. There's one where I had to steal a train cart and bring it back to the sort of the camp where we were staying. And there's quite good action pieces when you go on these quests. So everything was going pretty well. And I'd made it through maybe a quarter of the game. And then I hit a bug and I couldn't progress the main quest line.
Really?
Which sucked. Yeah, I couldn't believe it was still there. So there's a scene where you need to reach a lighthouse and, rescue this person or meet this person. And I reloaded because I didn't do too well in that area with the enemies. And then when I went to do it the next time, I killed all the enemies and it wouldn't trigger the next part of the quest. So I was basically stuck. So I had to restart the whole chapter again, which was annoying.
How long did that take you then?
Look, to be honest, once you do it once, you're much quicker at it. So it didn't take that long, probably half an hour, right?
Still.
So I gave
Nothing's
I know.
worse than that.
I know. So I gave it another go, got through that part, made sure I didn't, do any reloads or anything in that lighthouse area. And then I got to another spot where you've got different light sources in the game. So you've got night vision, you've got a little cigarette lighter, and you've got a torch. And the torch you have to keep recharging. So it's like one of those generator type torches. You've got to keep pumping the handle to keep the torch lit.
So it was a crank.
Yeah, it's a cranking type mechanism. Anyway, so I get to a spot where it's pretty much pitch black. Thankfully, not much of the game is in full darkness, which is good because I hate those sort of areas. But in this particular area, you've got to keep your cigarette lighter going. Otherwise, these sort of crab-like creatures come after you. And I was doing pretty well through there, but I was returning back to the lift to exit that area, and my gas mask broke, and there was all this poisonous gas around it, and I couldn't make it through. And I'm not that great at the game, to be honest. And I ended up just giving up. So I kind of feel bad because I thought the game wasn't too bad again, but it just was a little bit tedious for the sort of shooter I'm interested in.
Yeah, I loaded it up on. I tried the PC version on Game Pass. I'm like, you know me, I get bored, and I'm like, it's beautiful. Jeez, it was beautiful, but it's like cobwebs and crap and like,
exactly.
Off, uninstall.
That bad.
And you find that there's a lot of dialogue. If you don't like listening to dialogue, you're going to get bored pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that was Metro Exodus. I think if you've played Last Light or 2033, it's very similar to those two games. So you're probably going to enjoy this one. If you
I didn't mind Last Light. I played a couple of hours of that. I thought that was more fun. I thought it was a bit more fast paced.
Yeah, I think it is than this one too.
Yeah.
Do you have Game Pass, Darren?
Yeah.
On the Xbox?
Game Pass rocks.
Dude, man, it's so worth it now. It's like, what, $11, and I've got it on, it goes on PC and Xbox. I use it for my PC.
Yeah, it's money.
There's a lot of value. Yeah, so much value.
It's the way of the future, isn't it?
It is, man.
Netflix for video games.
Pretty much.
Sure.
I think I mentioned in the last episode, if next gen was just going to be downloads, I'm more than happy to not buy physical and just stick to just rental, pretty much like Netflix. Use your Xbox or PlayStation as your set-top box. Mate, who cares? Who cares now? Yeah.
So I think, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but wasn't there some sort of design? I don't know whether or not it was Sony or Microsoft, but it had a design of a console without a disc tray.
Yeah, no, Xbox One. There's an Xbox One. It's not actually released here, the discless one.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not worth it. It's only $50 cheaper than the Xbox One S. What's the point?
Yeah, and you lose a Blu-ray player.
And you lose a Blu-ray player and a HDR 4K player. It's
If you're
useless.
talking about the Xbox One S, you're missing out on the 4K player.
That's what I'm saying.
right.
Yeah.
So, like, it's retarded.
It's stupid.
Big.
So what else have you been playing?
Time Spinners. Have you heard of this game, Dan?
Oh, I know. What's that game? That actually looks really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was crowdfunded, this game.
Okay.
Again, it's on Game Pass as well now. And it's a Metroidvania type game, basically. You have combat with these different sort of orbs that you hold, and you can hold 3 different sets at any time. And each of the different orbs do different types of damage, fire damage or blade damage or ice damage. Typical sort of Metroidvania, you've got to get certain abilities before you can get to certain areas of the game. It's not a very long game. I think it took me about 8 hours.
Oh, really?
Or so
Is that
to
all?
finish.
Oh, wow.
But plays really well. And there are a few quests in there as well, so you meet some quest characters. They're not really involved, the quests, but you do them anyway as part of the exploration. The bosses are pretty decent. They're challenging. They're not super tough. It probably could have been a little longer, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. So, for the fact that you can just get it on Game Pass, give it a crack if you've got nothing to play.
Oh, I'm keen.
Just a question. I'm sorry,
yeah.
I'm a noob with the Game Pass, believe it or not. I'm still,
Going on about the Game Pass.
I'm stuck in Retroland. But you have to download the actual entire game, right?
Of
Yeah,
course.
you do.
Yeah.
You do.
But you don't get to keep it, right?
No,
if
that's
It's
right.
it's like
So after
it's like PS4.
how long does it before it goes?
Until
Darren, you're on
you're. Am I mute? Am I?
I can't hear Darren.
Neither can I. I can hear you too. Maybe you and I should carry on with the show.
Yeah, let's keep going. So
right.
look.
Ah, that's
You're-
better. Because I had my it was on mute on what's it called on my thing. No, it's like it's you pay your subscription. Just say you don't pay it. Just say all right, you've paid it for August, right? You can play during August. I don't want it September. If you cancel it September, you don't get to play the game. It'll say just say you've already downloaded it. You go on there, it'll say sign up.
Oh, that's something that. So how funny is that?
It's like PSN.
PlayStation, like
Yeah.
PSN, exactly.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
But the advantage now is they've bundled with the Ultimate Pass. You've got PC, Xbox, and Xbox Live, all in the one subscription.
Yeah, dude, you've got an Alienware laptop, man. You
Yeah.
don't even need your Xbox anymore.
Nah,
Yeah. All right. Well, I am.
Give it a
going
crack.
to-
There's-
and I actually bought an external hard drive recently.
Yeah.
So, oh man, yeah. Now you've got me sold. I might have to get it. Is that $11 a month?
No,
I
it's
think
actually
for
15, I think, for all
15,
three.
yeah.
Well, I think I can get like the first month for $1 or something.
Yeah,
don't
you
I?
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I'll
and if
try
you
it out.
had any existing Game Pass, it gets added onto that as well. I've got it till 2021.
Wow,
Yeah.
for a buck.
Yeah, for a buck
Oh,
How?
wow.
the whole time.
That's
How is
awesome.
that possible? You shouldn't say that out loud. How is that possible?
No, because I had the subscription for about a year.
Yeah.
And then when they did the beta for this PC version, people said, if you've got any existing subscription, just pay $1 and it'll upgrade the whole thing to Ultimate. So I bought another year of Game Pass, and then the whole thing got upgraded to Ultimate.
That's
That's how I've
crazy.
got it till 2021.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah, it's pretty bonkers.
Yeah,
So you've got it for like 2 years. That's great.
Yeah,
it's madness. Madness.
Madness.
And your third game?
Third game. I played about 6 or 7, but I'll just mention this one because I thought it was really cool.
6 or 7, Jesus Christ.
No, wow.
Mario Tennis Aces. Has anyone
Okay.
played it yet on the Switch?
A lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a great tennis game. I'm not
It
much
is.
of a tennis game type of person, but this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
If you've got just even one other player, it's good. If you've got 3 other players, it's awesome. But what makes it cool is you've got a whole roster of characters you can choose from, and they have different categories. So some are more powerful, Some are faster on the court. Some can do sort of trick moves easier, that sort of thing. And then you build up a special meter as you go through your shots. And when the special meter hits a certain percentage, you can do special zone shots. And then once it's full, you can do this awesome sort of power shot that can break the tennis racket of your opponent.
Yeah.
And if you break their rackets enough, I think you automatically win the game. I haven't done that before.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah.
It's a lot of fun, Darren. A lot of fun. And if you grab it, it's a good. I think you can do it online as well.
You can, and it's 2 seconds to learn how to play it. You know, it's kind of that easy to pick up, but quite difficult to become really good at.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you're looking for a tennis game, Mario Tennis Aces, fantastic. And kids can play it with you. Everyone picks it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good game. And yeah, I think this is why I'm leaning more towards that Switch Online membership, just because of the fact that, I mean, that CTR, which is, I'm desperate to play that with other people.
It's so hard online.
I agree.
People are monsters, man.
Is it hard online, is it? You've tried?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
I used to be king at that game. King. Back on the PlayStation, man. King. Anyway. Sorry, Dan, what have you been playing?
All right, yeah, okay, and I'll get into me. What have I been playing? Firstly, Turok 2. I bought that recently. It was on special on Fanatical, I think it was. I got Turok 1 and 2. I only got it for like $6 or something, or $10. I thought, bugger, I'll get it. I got it. Turok 2, I love Turok 2. It was the first game I owned and played on my first PC back in the day with the Voodoo 2. So love that game. But what's been taking over my life is Bloodstained. It's absolutely, it's a worthy successor to Symphony of the Night. I'll get into the Kickstarter side of it later because it's one of our topics for today.
Topic.
But wow. They delivered the goods, and look, I'm close to 16 hours in, and I'm only just about 60% of the map. And as Cawley would know, I don't really play games for that long. But if I really love something, I stick to it.
How many hours in? 16
hours so far.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah. The most I've ever clocked in a game is probably recently is probably Bloodborne, which was over 40.
Why? Oh, yeah. So what are you specifically stuck on, though? Is it a puzzle?
No, I'm not stuck now. No, not stuck. No.
But what were you stuck on?
It's just, you run into a wall, man. It's like, what do you do? What do you do?
It's a puzzle.
Yeah, it's Symphony of the Night, dude. HD, that's what it is. But bigger. Probably twice the size. But
I gotta get stuck.
You know what? I mean, and it's a big call, but it's close to as good as Symphony of the Night. It's just so good, absolutely amazing. The graphics are not they're not fantastic. They're not the best things ever. I reckon this game could have done well on the 360 or PS3. It would have been done this easy.
Yeah, it would have.
Even on the Vita. It's a shame they didn't end up releasing it on the Vita. It would have been perfect on that.
Yeah.
But wow, what a game! I can't speak more highly of it. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. But yes, I will. There are a few things I'll complain about on our topic on Kickstarter regarding that. But the game itself, absolutely amazing, and I recommend anyone go out and buy it, especially if you're a Castlevania fan. This is the game that Konami should have released. They're idiots. Instead, they release freaking Metal Gear Solid Online, or whatever. What is it? I don't know what they did. They just release crap now, and they're releasing Castlevania collections and Contra collections. It's been done a million times. Just do the Castlevania name. Just give us another Castlevania, a good one.
But the only problem is, Darren, is that they're too busy making Poke machines.
Poke machines, yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
There's Castlevania Poke machines I saw in
Japan. And Crown?
No, yeah.
Oh, wow.
In Japan they've got a thing called Pachenko.
Yeah. It's another ball or something, and
No, it's it's poker machines, but different type.
Oh,
They're
okay.
they've got the fruit machines and all that sort of stuff there.
Okay.
That's another discussion, dude. That's next level
Yeah.
loudness retardation.
Yeah,
But
fair
yeah.
enough. What else have I been playing? I just have basically emulation and just playing games like Arcade Perfect Podcast. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's it, guys. Yep. Oh, what do you say we get into the news? What do you reckon?
Sounds
Cool.
good.
So this is the news. How's that for a soundbite? How pro does that sound?
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, you know what? Let's hear it again.
We're top of the hour at 3
That's it. 3AW. It's here. We're so serious, aren't we? Oh, it's just so serious. Okay. So what was our first topic for the news? What do we have here? Oh, the Uplay. Uplay subscription service. David, can you take this one?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
So, Uplay have announced that they're releasing a new subscription service. I don't believe there's Australian pricing yet, but US Euro pricing is both $15 a month. It's coming in September, and they have said that they've got about 100 games already on the subscription service. They're pretty much all Ubisoft games. So it'll work very similar, I guess, to Game Pass. You know, you can play the games as long as you've got the subscription, and if your subscription stops, then, you know, you can't play the game anymore.
So is this for PC? This is just PC?
Yeah, as far as I can
Okay.
see, it is. And I think probably one of the problems with it, not saying that it's not going to be a good thing for some people, but a lot of people have played a lot of the Ubisoft games already.
Yeah.
You know, if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you've probably played all of them. And a lot of the Ubisoft games get cheap very quickly as well.
Mhm.
So often you pick them up for, you know, 10 or 15 bucks, you know, 3 or 4 months in release. So you might have played one a bit later on that you didn't get at release. So look, it might be useful. I might have a look for a month or two and then ditch it, but I don't see it being as sort of successful as something like Game Pass, just because I don't think it has that variety of games that Game Pass has.
I mean, it's even got Prince of Persia. Is it 2008?
It does.
You know, that was great, but come on.
Yeah, and Beyond Good and Evil's on there.
Oh, that's a good game. I used to like it.
I think if 15 US, if that's 15 US, that's rich, man.
Yeah, I mean, games like Child of Light, that you can pick them up really cheap.
Yeah, I think it's a waste of time, to be honest.
Yeah. A lot of the Might and Magics, they've been out for ages. They come in compilations, not for a lot of money as well.
Not my
So,
type of
I mean-
game. Oh, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they've got, you know, an impressive catalogue of games they've produced over the last, you know, 10 or 15 years, whether it's, you know, Rayman platformers or shooters or whatnot. But I think in reality, a lot of people have played most of them already. So
No one wants those.
yeah, that's the thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think Van Damme wants. He's not interested.
Nah, he's
What
not.
was that? What was that, Gene?
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Jean. Jean.
Jean. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Better listen very carefully.
Yeah, I wasn't listening, was I? Okay, what's the next topic? What do we have next? Oh, the Nintendo Switch Lite. Now, okay, I'll start this one off. At first, I was disappointed because, it doesn't. You can't dock with it, which I thought was a big, you know. I was disappointed. I think they should have put that in there. There's no Rumble support. Who cares?
That's surprising. There's no dock. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's a handheld device. Handheld.
Yeah.
Completely handheld.
That's it. There's no Joy-Cons. But you know what? It's got a
There's
D-pad.
no Joy-Con, so it's all one unit.
It's all one
Yes.
unit. It's all one piece,
right.
which I think is great. Because you know what? I'll be honest. I don't like playing my Switch as a handheld. It cramps my hands. It's too big. I don't think it's that great. And because there's no D-pad, I think that's crap. But what sold me, at first I was like, you know what, I'm not interested. But what sold me is that I'm glad that finally Nintendo lets you have your account on more than one unit at once.
No way,
Device at
that's
once.
good.
So if you've got your subscription, you've got your cloud save. So for example, if I wanted to play Bloodstained on my portable device, and when I want to play it at home, docked, I can access my cloud save via my docked unit. So
Yeah, that's good.
who needs a dock? There you go. So you say that's why they've saved money that way. So does it really matter that it docks? Not really.
Because you've got your other Switch. I mean, you've got your other Switch that's docked already, right?
That's
And
right. Yeah. It's that. Now,
I suppose,
yeah. So in theory, look, I mean, for us adults, we can afford to do that. For a kid that's 10,
no
it's
chance.
only no. Of course, the parents ain't going to buy them 2 Switches. So it works for us, but it doesn't work for the younger kids. But look, I don't think they care. Can't see kids sitting in front of the TV anyway. Most kids anyway. Most kids anyway. So look, in the end, look, if that's what they needed to cut costs, oh well, look, to dock it would have been a plus. I think that would have been great, but because of this cloud save thing, I think it's actually a really good buy. What do you guys think?
Well, how much is it?
I can get it for under 300 pre-ordered on at what's it called, Amazon. But what's it retail? 329.
329 is retail. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
that
it's
cheap. It's not really cheap. It's not really cheap.
No.
No, but it's cheaper than the Switch, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, it's $199 US, which unfortunately, because of the Aussie dollar, ends up being $329.
And Nintendo tax on top.
And Nintendo tax.
Yeah.
But Amazon had it for $288 at their, I think it was $288 or something at their Prime sale.
Something
the
like
other
that.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's gone now. The Prime sale finished yesterday.
The Prime
Yeah,
sale's finished.
yeah.
I think Harvey Norman had it under 300 as well.
That would have been worth pre-ordering for that.
That's what I showed you, Call. That's what I pre-ordered.
The 288? I didn't realise it was 288. Sorry, I thought it was still 300.
I pre-ordered it, and if I can't afford it at the time when it's about to release, I'll just cancel it. So they don't take your money out. That's
Well,
that's
let me
what I
know.
like about it.
Let me know if that's the case.
I told you, I'll let you know.
No, let me know
So-
if you're not going to go ahead with it, and I'll take it.
No.
Wow.
Do you think this is really the nail in the coffin for the 3DS?
Oh yeah, for
Because, realistically, if you're a parent buying a Switch now, you haven't bought one for your kids, you're going to get this Switch Lite, and it probably suit them more because they don't want to sit in front of the TV anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. I think it's, you're absolutely right, Dave. I think it is the nail in the coffin for the 3DS. I think that handheld is now run its course.
Yep.
And they made a killing of it, absolute killing. And now with the Switch's popularity and what it is at the moment, the Switch is going to be around for a very, very long time. And they've released a new sort of handheld mode or handheld device for it now, so you don't have to. I mean, if you've got the money and you've got the Switch completely docked all the time, like someone like I do, I have that. And then you just want a smaller unit so you can take out and be a handheld. It might be worth doing. But yeah, they're banking their buck on the Switch, and I think they should. I think
For sure.
Nintendo Online, the games that are on there are fantastic. It's Steam, dude, but on Nintendo. I mean, it's you've got thousands of games on there. It's just they need to get their categories right. That's all. That's all they have to do.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? They need to fix that store up.
They have to fix it up.
Yeah.
But other than that, the content on there is brilliant.
And so this one is a little bit smaller, right, Daz?
Yes, it is. It's a 5-inch screen, I think.
Yeah,
Right.
so I think that's actually better in terms of ergonomics because the
Yes.
Switch was just too giant.
I didn't like
hold
it
for too long.
I don't like it handheld. It doesn't. The weight doesn't feel like it's distributed
No.
properly. Does that sound right?
Yeah. It's like having a giant tablet with 2 joysticks attached to the end.
Well,
It doesn't
that's
feel right.
pretty much what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think a smaller one would be a lot better.
So it comes out September 20, which is, I think, the same day the new Zelda remake comes out as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
They should time it for something like that, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Are you talking about that Zelda remake? Yeah, I saw that.
Link's Awakening.
That looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it does look good.
Not my thing.
Good. Good.
people yelling and screaming. It's not,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not my thing.
Oh, but I wish it was a FIFA. You'd go nuts, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'll be getting FIFA. I
Yeah.
get the latest FIFA every year, but I'll get it on the PlayStation 4
Yeah.
or the Xbox One, not on the Switch.
The same game every year. Same
Yeah,
game.
it's not.
It's the
No, it's
same
not.
game. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's the same game.
I won't speak to the game.
Okay, next topic. David, to you. AMD processors.
Yeah, so AMD
Yeah.
released new CPUs on July 7. And they've been making inroads to Intel's dominance in the gaming space. And these CPUs are probably the closest they've gotten now to having something relatively competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not as fast as an Intel CPU for gaming. So that's probably
okay.
the too long didn't read. If you take a comparative AMD and Intel CPU, there's probably, a 5% difference in performance in games.
Are these those Ryzen ones, are they?
These are the Ryzen Series 3 or Generation 3.
Okay.
They're based on a smaller die, so they're using 7 nanometer technology, which is the smallest of any of the CPUs.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is they're quite power efficient as well. And they have a huge amount of cores on them as well. The top end one has 12 cores and 24 threads. And they're releasing another one in September that will have 16 cores. So you've got a single CPU with 16 processors basically inside it. It's massive. So where they shine is really in the multi processor department. So if there's a particular activity you're doing, which often isn't really gaming, that needs a lot of CPUs, the Ryzens destroy the Intel processors. So if someone was using it to do encoding or maybe some forms of 3D editing, then it would shine there because it's able to use all its cores, and it's better at doing that, right?
And
but
are they? They're a
games,
lot cheaper. They're a lot cheaper, though, are they?
Well, it really depends, you see, because the Intel CPUs are quite old now, so they have dropped in price a bit. So if I was going to say to someone now, if someone came to me and said, "Oh, which CPU should you buy?" I'll say you can go for either. You're really ending up with something that's pretty similar either way.
Okay.
The one thing I do like about the AMDs is that they tend to keep support for their motherboards for longer. So if you bought a motherboard for one version of the CPU, it will keep working for 2 or 3 versions of the upcoming CPUs. Intel tend to change their motherboard every time. So basically, if you want to upgrade your CPU, you've got to throw away your motherboard. So that's probably one drawback. So yeah, basically, if you're going to buy a processor now, if you're looking for something that just gives you those extra frames in gaming, then Intel is still the king, right? You will have to buy a separate cooler because they don't come with coolers for the CPUs, whereas AMDs do, so you save a bit of money there. But if you're looking for a processor that can do all things very well, AMDs are really the go-to now. And the PS5 and Xbox Project Scarlet are all going to be using the new Ryzen CPUs that just came out. They'll have a custom version made for the consoles. So it's going to be really interesting to see how much performance they have improvement over the current gen. But they were saying the new Xbox will be 4 times as powerful as the One X. So we'll have to wait and see.
That's
which
insane.
Is bonkers.
Yeah, it's crazy bonkers, mate. Madness.
It's madness. Yeah. But the other good thing that AMD have is their budget CPU comes with a graphics processing unit on board. I think it's the 3400G or something like that. That is a really good chip if you're looking to build a cheap gaming PC. Okay. Basically, you just buy that CPU, don't buy a graphics card, and you've got something that can play most games pretty reasonably well at 1080p without the need to spend money on an extra graphics card. So if you're looking to build a budget PC for gaming, that's a pretty good option. And you can buy an old motherboard, and they will still work with that CPU as well. So you don't have to buy the newest motherboards which have just come out with the graphics CPUs. that are quite expensive. You can buy one that's been out for a couple of years and it'll still work.
But what's the drawback with that? Anything?
The drawback is those combined CPUs that have a CPU and a graphics card on the single chip generally don't perform as well as if you bought a separate CPU and graphics card. It's really designed for people who want a game on a budget, and they also often throw them into sort of maybe some business machines that need a bit of graphics processing power as well.
That's really smart.
Yeah, it's quite good. The other thing that this AMD release introduced is a new PCIe specification. So PCIe is what's used for the graphics card connector on your motherboard, as well as for a lot of the I/O intensive stuff like the new SSDs that connect directly on your motherboard, the M.2 slots. So PCI 4 is now available on the new motherboards, and that essentially allows for more bandwidth. Now, there's no graphics card that can make use of it yet, but I guess if you're buying one of those boards, you're future-proofing yourself for the coming graphics cards, because they will be able to take advantage of that extra speed, and so will, I presume, some of the SSDs as well.
Nice. And that went right over Cawley's head, you can just tell.
That's all right.
No.
Cawley's still thinking about FIFA, I think.
He's not thinking about FIFA.
That's what are you talking about? What? I understood. AMD, mate.
Yeah,
It's good, man.
Just plug in my Nintendo.
Yeah, that's it. Keep it simple. Look, no, they're not that difficult to set up PCs these days. They've made it a lot more simpler than it was, I think, just because of the plug-and-play nature of the motherboards. A lot of them have much easier connectors to understand. But you still need to know a little bit before you can do it yourself.
But you know what Cawley, I reckon, thinks what that processor will do?
What's it supposed to do? Make my dick bigger?
Oh, jeez, we're easily amused.
That's why it's called Ryzen.
The Ryzen.
Oh, no.
No.
Better listen
Yes.
very carefully.
Alright, cool. Next topic. Crappy new Turok game. I like how you've named that.
Crappy new Turok game.
Yeah. As I said before, like, I'm playing Turok, and look, there's not much to say much about this. I think it just looks crap. It doesn't even look like a Turok. No one wanted it. Why did they even think of doing this? They should have just called it something else. That's my take on it. It's an isometric mess, mate. It looks like a kiddie game. Yeah, I'm being biased. I'm sounding harsh, but I think it's crap.
It's basically another Commander Keen screw up, isn't it, Daz?
God, jeez. Commander Keen, what's that? That died years ago. That's ridiculous.
It's funny though how, like, you're right. It is very sort of an isometric cutie type game, and you're right, it's nothing like Turok. It's nothing to do with Turok. I mean, that's how it feels. But they're cashing in, right? They're cashing in on the name. If they called it, Isometric Joe, then they probably wouldn't sell as many copies than they would call it Turok. Do you know what I mean? It's actually not a bad name for a game.
That's what to say. That sounds better than Turok for that. That
sounds like a good puzzler.
It does.
It is, I know. It does, doesn't it?
No shit. Yeah. I reckon if you actually did call Isometric Joe, and cater it and aim it towards the retro heads, and say it's like Head Over Heels or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Dave? I don't know. I don't like it.
By the way, that's copyright, guys. So if you're using that name, no.
Is Ghost Cawley in it? Is Ghost Cawley in it?
He's in it.
Maybe.
He's the Easter egg in the game.
He's the Easter egg.
Yeah, no, I won't be touching this one.
Absolute rubbish. Okay, next. More Google Stadia news, Dave. What news do we have?
Yes, Google Stadia. So we gave it a bit of a thrashing last time. Basically what they've said now is they've got 4,000 developers signed up. I can't believe there's that many developers to start with.
I can they're talking out their ass.
But they're saying obviously that they've got a lot of support, a lot of people are interested in it. And to clarify around the tiers, so you use the subscription service of Stadia for free, but you're restricted to 1080p then, right? If you want to do 4K streaming, you need to pay the $10 a month or whatever it is. I don't know the exact price because they're probably going to change it anyway. So that's a positive that you could use the service without having to pay, but obviously you still got to buy the games.
Yeah.
And this is probably still, I think, the biggest concern for people because Google have a knack for giving something a try, and then when it doesn't work, they just kill the whole service.
That's right.
You know, I've done that with Google. What was it, Google Plus, and a whole bunch of other services they've had in the past. So you might fork out full price for a game, and then a year later they go, "Yeah, we're canning it. Sorry, you can't play it anymore." Whereas with Sony and Microsoft, the likelihood of that happening is zero, basically. So
yeah,
I think that's still worrying a lot of people. They've said that mobile support for Stadia will start just with the Pixel 3 and 3A, but obviously it'll move on to other devices later on. And they are actually holding another session tomorrow on Reddit, an Ask Me Anything session, where people are hoping to get even more information about it. So I personally still wouldn't buy anything on this service. There's two things I do like about this. One is that you'll be able to play a game instantly, right? There's no 50 gig download, which, for some people takes a bloody long time. And if you've got a spare half hour, you can't really do anything. Whereas with this, you could potentially just hop on, try a new game straight away. So that's a big positive. I think the other positive is you don't need hardware. Now, for us, that's probably not really an issue. We buy most of the consoles anyway. But for some people out there, they can go, cool, I can just use my TV and the Stadia controller and I'm ready to go. So that's a positive as well. And I think because it's all handled from the Google servers, there's probably going to be less likelihood of hacking and cheating, and probably, I presume, more likelihood of even gameplay, fair gameplay. So that might be a positive as well. But I think really what they need to do is change their model from purchasing games outright to essentially having some sort of rental service. Like, I think it would make more sense if you paid, say, $5 a week for a game or something. They've got to offer different types of payments to make it more appealing.
Yeah,
if a game was $5 to try out for 3 days, I'll give it a try, but I'm not going to go pay $80 to stream it on Stadia where I might have bad internet and it won't work well or it lags. What do you reckon, Daz?
No, I agree. I think it's just, to be honest, it just doesn't interest me at all, at the slightest. Especially we got Xbox, the Game Pass coming with the next system as well. I think it's a waste of time and money. I'm sorry, I'm not paying $80 for a new game. No chance. And I have to stream it, like you said.
Yeah.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
No,
I'm sorry.
I would never do that. I mean, the concept of Game Pass sounds interesting, considering that you've got multiple games. For an amount on a monthly basis. I can pay that because it's something like Netflix, right? So you're getting a lot of benefit because there's a lot of content out there. If there's one game and you're buying it for $80, I would rather go to the store and buy it. As opposed to trying to get something that's going to stream, and who the fuck knows what's going to happen sorry, pardon the French. Yeah. Who's going to know
how it's going to run?
How it's going to run streaming?
Yeah.
Your internet, whoever's. I mean, it's just. Yeah, I can't see that taking. I just can't see it taking off. But anyway, obviously
And you can sell the game afterwards, right? So when you're done with your game, if you don't like it anymore, you can trade it in or whatever. You can't do that with buying it streaming wise.
This is an interesting topic for maybe a future podcast, Darren, but it's interesting to find out. Well, not find out, but because of these things like Game Pass and Uplay and games, Stadia, because of these services that are out there at the moment, wonder what the future of gaming shops like EB Games.
Oh, they'll be gone. What's
going to happen to these things? I mean, they're obviously a profitable business because they've opened up so many stores, but we haven't seen any sort of close down anytime soon.
Well, look, I mean, the PS5 and the Xbox Scarlet is a breath of fresh air for them. So they've probably got another 10 years down their sleeve.
Yeah.
In that
That's
10
why
years, they really need to think of something in the next 10 years to take over and do something else.
Or maybe they start
like
putting
Zing.
their streaming service together. Well, Zing,
They
Zing's a
won't.
good
They
idea.
won't do that. Supposedly, was it GameSpot wanted to do their own streaming service, but Sony and Xbox can do it themselves. They don't need a middleman. So that
But
cancels them out.
That's true. True enough. Yep. No, good point. And you're right. I mean, that's, I suppose, the introduction of Zing sort of tries to give them the longevity of their business.
Like a pop
Makes it a
culture
little bit more
side of
sustainable.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. You look at the store now, and 80% of it is pop vinyls, T-shirts,
True.
all sorts of memorabilia. And then you've got games on the side walls, basically. So there's very few PC games. I know that's pretty much dead in terms of physical
Oh, yeah.
purchases. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I imagine their senior management will be looking at it going, what can we do? But definitely, they've probably got another 10 years, like Daz said, because this next console is still supporting physical media. So
That's right.
It is interesting. I mean, it actually goes back to the days of yore, in terms of electronics boutique. When that first came to light, they had heaps of toys in there. Heaps. Do you remember? I bought all my Kiss stuff from electronics boutique, like vinyls and action figures and toys, and they had all that sort of stuff as well as games. The games was a side product. The fact that they had these big these toys, so they came back to that, knowing that was going to probably give it a little bit more longevity.
Yeah.
Than the games would, because if you recall, before Zing, and before they started introducing toys in their shops, it was very heavily centered towards games.
Yeah.
And now they've diversified so much that you're right, Dave. Games are a byproduct of their store, quite possibly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although it is still their main bread and butter, I would imagine.
I'd be curious to see what percentage it is of their profits now.
Yeah, it's true. Well, so I know GameSpot in the US is losing a lot of money. They're doing very bad. Very bad.
I think EB does better here, actually, than GameSpot.
Yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
EB would do better here because of the pre-owned market. And that's it. I think they would make more money off the pre-owned market than they would with new games.
Yeah, because you can just go JB or Big W. Cheaper. Yeah.
But they'll make a killing. They'll make a killing. The amount of the money that they give people, it's trading credit, mind you. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not money.
Yeah.
They're making a killing that way, dude. Making a killing, and as long as there's physical copies and people still want them, then that's where they'll make a killing.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the bread and butter is trading.
Yeah.
That's where they make most of their money. Okay, well that's it for the news. How's
Long.
that? Yeah.
Exciting.
It's very exciting.
Is there a soundbite for it, Thaz?
I don't know.
You want some advice? Take your fancy clothes and your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland.
That's what I reckon. I love that one. I don't know why. But you know what?
They're coming after you!
Oh boy.
Close your eyes.
Matthew?
Yes.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I don't know why, but just close your eyes.
Trust me.
Okay, cool. All right, let's start our main topic. We'll see how long we've got here. Jeez, we've gone for a while here, guys. We're close to an hour already, and we really need to cut this short because we're on the free podcast plan on this one. How's that? We haven't gone on our main topic yet, and it's only not even. It's just about an hour.
What's the max? Because I've never been on one of these. Is this the? What's the max?
You got 100 megabytes, so I'm going to have to compress this bastard.
Wow.
Okay, our main topic was about Kickstarter, and have you had any bad experiences with Kickstarter? Like, I don't think Kickstarter itself is bad. It's just how companies are using it now, and how I feel like they're not honouring. They're not loyal to the people that pledge. So I know Matt wants to express some he was pretty upset about this Bloodstained ordeal. I mean, there were a bit of shady things happening, which was disappointing. I'll just mention one thing which did piss me off, is that we paid a lot more than what it is in the retail, and we got a fancy slipcase. I could have just got it retail and got the awesome Steelbook edition that was AB Games for less. And the kicker, Cawley, we could have got it before.
That's right.
So yeah, Cawley, right. You take over, mate, because I'm going to start getting angry.
And I'm going to try and not rant because I'm glad that I can't.
Not too much.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I want to keep this PG as well. So basically, we paid for a game that was scheduled to be released in 2017, and we paid for the game in 2015. So 2 years, and that's what I said originally. And I've said, well, that's typically what you would get from a Kickstarter. Is that, you know what I mean? It's that 2 year sort of period, and that's fine. I don't mind paying that, and I paid a little bit more for my Bloodstain because I got the Alchemist pack, which gave the soundtrack, CD, a booklet.
Do you have that yet?
No, none of that. Slipcase. I got my name in the credits. I wanted all of these things, and so I paid. I think it was 110 at the time. So obviously, 2017 rolled and passed. 2018 rolled and passed, and here we are in 2019. We have waited 4 years for this game to be released, and with bated breath, mind you. We've been all excited to get it. So when it came time to, yes, we've got a release date, yes, everything's happening great, and we chose our formats, all that. We've waited 4 years, but that's fine. We'll get the game. We'll get to sit and play it. We'll back us. We'll get to play it first. Nah, we won't do that. Nah, fuck that. We'll give it to the shops and retail outlets first so we can make more money that way, and get them to start selling it before the backers actually get any of it. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, great. So all of a sudden, I go into JB Hi-Fi and I see copies of Bloodstain, and I haven't even got my copy yet. So I haven't even played it. Oh, yeah, you know, but we did give you the beta version. Oh, cheers for that. Thanks. That was fucking great.
It's broken, yeah.
That was broken beta version.
Yeah.
And then the don't let me get started on Curse of the Moon as well, because that was an 8-bit game, and it was a very good 8-bit game that was released. I wanted the Nintendo Switch one, which we did get, but there was a big F up with that as well, because we had to then I had to download it from the American store. Yeah. I had to download it from the American store for it to work in Australia. If I didn't do it that way, I would still be waiting for it today.
Yeah. It's insane.
Right, this is. I'm a backer. I paid $110 for this crap, right? And I ain't getting anything. And the stores are getting.
Cawley, you're sounding like an entitled gamer, Cawley. Come on.
I do. It has left a terrible taste in my mouth. The fact that we've waited so long, that we paid so much, that we didn't get anything exclusive. Not one thing. A slipcase. A cardboard, and excuse my French here, a cardboard fucking slipcase that you might as well just stick up your ass and let it play with you that way. Because it's ridiculous, right? And I haven't even got it yet.
You haven't got the game yet?
No, I haven't even got the slipcase, right? I've got the game.
That's pretty bad.
I haven't got the slipcase. I haven't got the keychain. I haven't got the CD. I haven't got the booklet.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Yeah, it is okay, man. Damn, it is okay. It's not okay.
It's okay.
It's not okay. I just find it absolutely preposterous that we had to wait so long, 4 years, and then the retailers get it before us, so they can start making money off it straight away. The backers don't get anything. We wait. We have to wait longer. There's issues with the shipments. There's issues with your backing stuff that you've paid extra for. I just left a whole bad taste in my mouth, and I, for one, will never do Kickstarter ever again.
And you've got Shemu. Don't even start with Shemu.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for that letdown, right? I mean,
That looks so bad. I don't care what anyone says. That looks
It is
horrible.
terrible.
It does not look like a current gen game. It looks horror. It looks disgusting.
No, it doesn't look good. I must admit, and I'm hoping that things change before the.
You can race turtles, Cawley. You can race turtles and chop wood.
You can chop wood, yeah. Oh God. I think that sort of stuff's past. I understand what he was trying to do there, Yu Suzuki, with the fact that obviously the forklifting, but that's all like it's past now. Like
Yeah.
that sort of thing, you got to move on. But
Chop wood.
yeah, it just left a really bad taste, and I for one will never be doing it again. And we aren't just highlighting Kickstarter in this instance, but I think you'd probably get worse things off things like Indiegogo.
Thank you.
That crowdfunding stuff, and
Thank you.
I just think just be careful. Just be careful out there, because
Yeah.
it's just you're going to be waiting forever for money that you could have just waited. And as Darren said, you would have gotten it cheaper in the stores and quicker.
And a steelbook edition.
And the Steelbook edition.
Yeah.
Instead, I've got a broken Nintendo Switch version.
Yeah, Nintendo. Yeah, the Switch version's pretty bad. I ended up getting it on the PC. So
Darren actually. I mean, Darren bought it on Steam. Not on Steam. On
GOG.
GOG. He bought it on GOG before he even got his copy from the from Kickstarter.
Switch, yeah,
It's what?
It's madness.
it's
It's
madness.
madness. Exactly right. I mean, you should have a Macho Man soundboard, Darren,
Yeah.
where you go, "Ooh, yeah, it's madness. It's the cream of the crop." Yeah, that's my rant. That's it. Look how easy was that. It was quick and easy. What do you think, Dave?
You've just
What the hell?
It's clapping.
Oh,
The
it's
crowd. The
clapping.
crowd applauded.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
it was an excellent rant, Cawley. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Good.
You know what though? At least we got. Look, the game is unbelievable. So you know what? I don't care. I don't care how long it actually took to release it. The way they did it was crap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
you gotta ask yourself, what's the benefit of Kickstarter? So
Getting
what are
the
you
game.
hoping if they're going to release it retail, and all you're getting is a slipcase as a bonus? That's not much of a bonus, is it?
Well, the slipcase was extra, David.
Okay, that's even worse.
Yeah, for a piece of
but-
cardboard.
Yeah.
Which have you got your slipcase?
Yeah, I've got everything. I've got everything. But
Oh, see, I think mine's been held back because I'm getting everything else, like the CD and all that sort
But
of
at least you're
stuff.
getting a CD. I've got it and it's back on my shelf and I'm playing the PC version.
Talking about the Switch version.
Yeah, Switch versions have stayed on the shelf and I'm playing the PC one. So
Wow.
yeah. But yeah,
I mean,
I will never do Kickstarter again ever unless there's a Wonder Boy game. That's it.
Yeah.
But,
Because
I
you
mean,
don't
like,
know how the game's going to turn out, right?
That's right.
Like,
It's a
it's
gamble.
fortunate this was good.
Yeah, Shantae thankfully was a good one too. That was
were
well
you
worth it.
were you on Kickstarter with Shantae?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
You were okay. I wasn't on that,
Yeah.
but yeah, and that is a good game too. I must admit. But wasn't there issues with that one as well?
No, just took ages to release. But Way Forward, man, if you know Way Forward's involved, you know they're gonna release a cast game, and I thank Way Forward for Bloodstained being so good because they were having, was it 505 Studios, whatever it is. They were,
505, okay.
yeah, because that beta version was absolute rubbish. As soon as they got Way Forward to help them out, the game's amazing. They fixed everything.
Dave, because you're a PC gamer, and this is related to the Kickstarter efforts that we were talking about earlier, but Shenmue was originally going to be exclusively released on PS4 and Steam, and then they changed it when it was coming up towards release, and it's now going to be exclusively released on PS4 and on Epic Game Store
Correct,
instead of
yes,
Steam.
yeah. Yeah, so
And
that's another
we're
Kickstarter
about-
crap, yeah.
And we're talking it won't be available on Steam for another 12 months
Correct.
after release. Now, from a PC gamer perspective, because I'm not a PC gamer, right? And I don't see where the real big issue is with this. Just download another client? Yeah, that's in the ass. Fuck. I have to download another client. Yeah, that's bad. but you can. But what's the issue?
For me, there's no issue, right? Because I've already got 7 clients on my machine anyway.
Yeah.
And I've got the Epic one because they give you a free game every week.
Yeah.
But I think there is a group of people out there that really dislike the Epic Game Store. They probably dislike it because of its association with Fortnite. It also doesn't have any of the features that Steam has. There's no community around the store. There's no reviews, things like that. So this period, you know how people, especially PC gamers, they can be a bit
Entitled.
anal. Yes, or entitled. They just don't like it, and they're like, well, why are you tying me to a lower, a less popular platform? Steam is the primary platform for games on PC. It's not the only one. There's plenty. You would expect it to come out on that. Instead, they've done a deal with Epic. Epic's probably paid them a bunch of money for it, and these people are upset. So for me, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, we already spoke this the last episode, but Epic are actually refunding those people now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
No, they are doing that. But that's what I was just trying to find out. I remember I was reading everything about it. There was this flash about it, and I was just like,
no, well, you know what, man? No, but you know what? People paid for that. That's what they want. If they don't want it, then they have every right to get their money back. They should have got their money back. Really, in theory. In theory.
It's true, because they might have not have bought it. They might have said, it's coming on Epic. I don't like that platform. I'm not going to buy it.
It's messy. Maybe it annoys people they got too many clients. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. No, that was just an interesting concept. But that's the only two. Well, I'm waiting on all my stuff from Bloodstained still.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Shenmue 3 to be dropped, and then that's it. I'll delete the Kickstarter app on my phone.
Yeah.
So I think what Darren said before is a good point, though. It's like, if you know the company or the group involved in making the game, that can influence a lot in terms of whether the Kickstarter is worth going for. So you were saying with Bloodstained before, was it Way Forward came on board? It was looking really dicey, right?
It was, yeah. It didn't look so good at all.
So if you saw another Kickstarter come up and it was from Way Forward, you're probably more inclined to maybe give it a go.
Of course, because they haven't released not one. I'll be honest. Every game I've played of this has been exceptional. Mate, look what even Strider. Strider's amazing.
Yeah, Strider is a good game.
But
I guess... Yeah, on top of that, though, if all you're doing is if you're not getting anything special with it, then what's the point? They've got to give you something extra, right? Because otherwise, I might as well just wait for the reviews to be sure it's a good game and buy it from a retail store.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it doesn't seem to come any earlier anyway.
No, and all Kickstarter games end up being released anyway now.
And and not only that, even not games. Think about the He-Man documentary. For one.
Oh yeah.
Again, I didn't really care too much about the exclusivity of it anyway. I just wanted it. If I knew it was going to be on Netflix, I might not have got it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. Yeah. If I knew it was going to be released on Netflix, then I might not have gotten. I probably wouldn't have got it. I'll probably just sit and watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because, frankly, I got an itchy and scratchy cell with it. When I say itchy and scratchy cell, Itchy's arm. I got Itchy's arm. I got fucking Tila. Just
her arm.
It might as well be. And I've got better Master of the Universe animation cells that I've already got. You know what I mean? I found that pretty cool. But you get a poster, big deal, and a signed copy of it. Well, great. The documentary itself was fantastic. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was made well. But again, I just feel ripped off from a Kickstarter perspective. And especially the fact that it went to Netflix, and it went to Netflix pretty quickly. Although I did get
it was very, very quick, yeah.
I did get a digital copy of it, which was kind of them to do, and this is what should have happened with Bloodstained, in my opinion. But I got a digital copy of the documentary before it went to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Which was good. So I sat and watched the digital copy first. So if that was ever going to happen, and if that happened with Blood, and I got a digital copy of it for the Switch or for the PC even, I would be very, very happy and then wait for my physical copy. But at least I would have it before anyone else.
So probably one of the other things is shipping. Was there any shipping costs with any of those?
Of course.
Yeah,
all of it.
And was the shipping told to you up front, or was that worked out after?
No, that's with it. That's part of the pledge. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Because often with, say, board games, it can be quite hard for them to estimate accurate shipping because a board game is obviously heavier.
Yeah.
And once they have all their stretch goals, you end up with all these extra pieces, and it could end up being $40 or $50 to ship it to Australia. So that's another sort of unknown sometimes with the Kickstarters. But generally, you're forking out enough cash that you know you're going to be paying a bit more for shipping, I guess.
Mm-mm.
You are. Does that happen with board games? Has it that?
They normally give you an idea of what it'll be.
Right.
Often it's not a set and concrete amount because they don't really know at the time.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good point.
Okay, I reckon we should wrap this up very soon.
Yeah.
But we do have a couple of people that put their opinion on Kickstarter. What have we got here? Paul Barbara. How are you going, Paul? I never had backed Cheetahman 2. Jeez, I did too back in the day. You did, Cawley, didn't you? Cheetahman 2.
I didn't back up. I got it afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So I've got a copy of it.
God, that's a terrible game. I made a good profit on that, actually. And got item, and it was all fine. Never had any issues, and only ever backed one project. So, yeah, that took a while, but it did work out in the end. John Ebbs, one of our regular listeners, guys, you should not be that should. What's he say? Guys, should that not be Indiegogo that we should be talking about as well? There is no guarantee you'll receive a product. Yes, I reckon Indiegogo is even worse. I would never in my life use Indiegogo ever. So yeah, absolute crap. Indiegogo, I can't believe people use that. I reckon that really, if you use Indiegogo, I think that lowers your what's the word? Can I say it's just not trustworthy. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I know we had another question somewhere else.
Oh no, RD.
It's on the RD wall, wasn't it? Yeah.
From the Retro Domination War. So Chris Steeble.
That's right. Yeah. Do you have it there?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go.
He said that he almost had a bad experience backing Alessian Shadows for the Dreamcast. He won't be alive when that's finally released. The only game I have funded is Shenmue 3. Seems to be going along very well.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Chris?
And he's not being sarcastic with that, because then he follows that up and saying people are shitting on it. People need to realise that it's not a $50 million game this time around. I didn't think it was the first time around. It's $7 million won't get you a AAA game. Well, yeah, but it's backed. I mean, you got to understand, it's not only been backed by Kickstarter backers, but it's also been backed by
Sony.
By Sony.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, if they need to pump more money into the game to ensure it's going to be a success, then they would.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Turtles. Race Turtles, Cawley.
It should be a AAA game, and I'm hoping it will be. You know, let's not start shitting on it now. It's right, it's true.
Yeah.
Game isn't released yet, so we shouldn't start now. But and you know what looks good? You know, like, I know I'm going on a tangent. There's a game called Judgment.
I'm not saying I'm sorry.
What? What did you say?
I'm not saying I'm sorry.
I'm not saying I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But there's a game called Judgment that's out. That's by the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a sort of a spin-off. But that looks amazing. The graphic, everything about it.
Sorry, listeners.
Just throw him off.
I've just broke Cawley. I've broken him.
You did. You broke me. But it's all set in Kombinshiro in Japan.
What's that from? What movie is that from?
I'm not going to speak anymor. It's probably from Double Impact.
You reckon? He's not happy there.
There's a lot of that. A lot of the like bigger is that. Yeah, I think that's from Double Impact.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I reckon we finish the show off, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Do you have any shoutouts, Cawley?
Jeez. No, I shout out to Mark, who's not here, unfortunately. To Tim, just because why not? To Sean. Yeah, that's. Am I missing anyone there?
You want some advice? Take your fancy clothes and your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland.
Yes, that's right.
That's
Exactly. That's right. Thanks.
No worries, Cawley. Big shout out to everyone that listens in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a different spin on the show. Still got lots of news in, so that was good. And it's always interesting when Matt Cawley jumps on. Anyway, it's never a dull moment. That's for sure. It's never a dull moment.
Should have the Street Fighter soundboard next time.
Oh well, for Mark. It's for Mark, mate. That's for Mark. This you're on this
who
one.
wants to go home? And who wants to come with me?
Better listen very carefully.
So, yeah, thanks, guys. Also, thanks for supporting us. You know, with 6th episode, and we're really happy doing this. Dave, thanks again for joining the team.
No worries.
So
I'm
that's
excited.
Good. You're excited?
I'm very excited.
That's me too. Well, listen to us. We're very excited. Cawley looks really excited at the moment. He's just looking down at his phone and not even listening to us talk. It's great. Great guy. And he's shrugging his shoulders.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I am a great guy.
And if you also want to listen to me on my other podcast, it's Arcade Perfect Podcast with Mr. Sean Tagster, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
So with that,
That was great. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
thank you, Matt Cawley, for joining us, and au revoir.
Bye now. Au revoir.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
ありがとうございます。